Okay, excellent. So 다그토에 everyone. 시마이 김건세, 제 이름은 김세권입니다. So that is Apache in Korean for my name is Michael Segwon Kim. I am the former WIOA adult education instructor as well as communication studies professor with SCAC. I am now serving as interim vice president of student affairs, and I have the wonderful pleasure of welcoming you all to our online orientation for fall 2025. It is our honor and privilege to be building a Goa with you, a place for lifetime learning. And for those of you that might be trying this college thing for the first time, we just want to say to you all that you are amazing. And we just hope and pray that our Creator grants you special favor for this coming year. Right about now, you're probably feeling a little bit, a mixed bag of emotions, a little bit overwhelmed, maybe even a little bit terrified. But deep down inside, there might be this little seed inside of there. And inside that seed is this feeling, this thrill that you might feel that you are on a path of endless possibilities. Why not you? Why not now? It might be small right now, but by the time that you graduate, that seed is going to grow and multiply, and you're going to feel like you can conquer the world. So over the next hour, we're going to build your toolkit out. You will leave this hour, you're going to know names, you're going to know voices, you're going to know faces, online tools, as well as resource pages. But more than that, we want you to feel like, I've got this. So let's go ahead. We're going to start us off. We're going to hear from our president, Dr. Linda Warner. I'm going to go ahead and hand my headset off to her. So.
I must have a bigger head than you. Good afternoon. Thank you for joining us. Thank you so much for joining us. We're looking forward to an exciting 2025-2026 school year, and staff is getting ready. Everybody's getting things prepared right now, but we are really looking forward to you joining us and to having a very successful first semester or continuing semester here this fall. The San Carlos Apache College is about making sure that we can answer your questions as soon as we can. And the buck stops here. So if you're not getting answers, feel free to email me. My email is linda.warner@apachecollege.org. Almost gave you the wrong address. But we are interested in your success. Every time you're successful, we're successful. So we look forward to having a successful, like I said, school year and encouraging to do your best here. Thank you. Thanks, Mr. Kelly.
All righty. So that was our president, Dr. Warner. We are now going to hear from somebody that you know very well. You've received a lot of emails from him, our registrar, Kevin Wood.
I just want to make a quick comment before Kevin goes on. If you've signed in just within the last couple of minutes, can you please enter your name into the group chat for a drawing?
Okay, I'll go ahead and get started. So, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Kevin Wood, and I am the new registrar here at the college as of this past May. And my main duties include working on all the online applications, collecting documents, making sure everything lines up correctly, and just helping students to register for classes, helping them, directing them to where they need to go, whether it's advising or placement testing, and just things of that sort. And we've been getting a lot of emails lately, especially from new and returning students. So if I haven't gotten to your email yet, I will eventually get to yours and help get you set up before the first day of the semester next week. But what I want to do right now is I want to show you guys how you can register for classes by using your MyTOCC. So one way to register, we usually get a lot of registration transactions forms, but like I said, we have a very high volume of emails coming in. So if you're looking to register for a class that you're interested in, one way to do that is Let me go ahead and share my screen real quick. All right. Can you guys all see my screen? All right. So one way to register through your MyTOCC is, first of all, you want to be signed into your school email. It is the one that says at tocc.edu. And there's a couple of ways that you can register for classes online, but what I prefer to do is I usually go to returning students. And if you want to see the list of all classes that are offered through San Carlos/TOCC, you'll click on course search. And what I do is you set the term to fall 2025 by itself. You can ignore the ones that say like first 8 weeks, second 8 weeks, and so on. So you'll set the term to fall 2025, and that should calibrate your page for about a split second. But all these other areas you can ignore because you want to see like all classes that are open and full at the same time. So once you set the term to fall 2025, you'll scroll all the way down and you'll click on search. And then from there, you'll be able to see all the classes that are open, which ones are full, how many seats are available, and if you can filter the classes by the prefix by going through the different columns on the bottom. So let's say you're looking to take Apache history this semester, you'll go to the ED dash or dash HI. You'll scroll down, you see there's a couple of sections here. One section is full, another section has 11 available seats. Another section has 17 seats, and the last section has 4 seats available. Then you can usually see the days. So Tuesday, Thursday, T is for Tuesday, R is for Thursday, W for Wednesday, M for Monday, so on and so forth. If you see a class that says asynchronous, these are the classes that are 100% online. There's no in-person or Zoom lecture components to them. The ones that do say synchronous, like, let me see, like down here, these classes take place either through Zoom or Google Meets, depending on which platform the instructor prefers to use. But to select a class and add it to your schedule, you'll click on the check mark, the blank check mark here. You'll scroll down and you'll click add courses. And most of the time, it will add the class to your schedule unless you have a prerequisite that needs to be met. But besides classes, if you want to double check your schedule, make sure everything looks good, you'll click on academics here on top. And then you'll go down to, let me see, on the left side, the left yellow box, you'll click on the home button to drop down. You can find your course schedule here where it says my course schedule. And you can scroll all the way down and you can find a PDF version of what you're taking. So, and then same with your unofficial transcripts. If you're wanting to obtain a copy of that, what you can do is as soon as you get to your MyTOCC, once again, you'll click on returning students and you'll scroll all the way down. You'll be able to see review unofficial transcript. And it's a little slower now, but you'll be able to pull up your unofficials in PDF format. So those are a couple of things that you can keep in mind when you're registering either this semester or next semester, or whether you're looking to drop or add a class to your schedule. But besides that, one other thing I wanted to go into is our EdReady assessment test, which is basically the placement test that we use here at the college. And so, let's see. So if you're a new student for the first time and you need a little direction on which math class to take, we always recommend that you start with EdReady because it'll show you like what level you're at according to the score you receive. There's a math test and English test, which takes about 1 to 2 hours for each. And It's preferable that you use a computer or a laptop, just because some questions involve a lot more data than others. But once you finish the test, you'll get a score that'll show you where you should be placed according to your level. And so, for example, if you take the math test and you score like, let's say, a 10 or a 20, that would place you into Math 82, which is the lowest level math class that we offer, which is basic mathematics. And so at that point, you have the option to either, take one math class at a time and work your way up the sequence, or at any time you can work on the modules, the study guides, and the assignments to bring your score higher. So that way you can, skip the other prerequisite classes to get into the ones that are required for your major. So Math 142, which I believe is college algebra, is required for most of the associate's degrees that we offer. So if you prefer to not spend semester after semester working your way up, what you could is you could bring your score from what you got initially up to at least a 90. So that way, you save a lot more time, you save a lot more energy in the long run. And oh, Nikki?
Yeah, I'm
Jerry?
gonna ask, can you share can you make the PowerPoint full screen? Um, oh yeah, I just so we can see it clearer, but if not, that's fine. Thank you.
Can you guys see a little better? Mm,
Yeah, if that's fine if that's the only way, because or you're reverting back to what you were doing. Sorry, I didn't mean to throw you off.
oh, you're good. Yeah, so like I was saying, if you prefer to work your way up one semester at a time, you can do that. Or if you want to save time and energy, you can override the rest of the prereqs and get into the math class required for your major. Because what happens is at the end, students will complete all the core requirements, but they'll find out that it was only the math that's holding them back from graduation. So if possible, we recommend that you do get your math requirement out of the way so that way you don't run into any problems when it comes time to graduation. Um, so just a couple of examples. We had a student who put in about 87 hours total and raised his score from a 50 to a 95. And so instead of taking one math class at a time, he wanted to just get it over with and just go straight into the one required for his major. And so as a result, he was able to graduate a lot sooner. And same with the English placement test. There's no option to skip ahead just because Writing 101 is a class that's directly transferable to university. But the English test is more geared towards things like brushing up on your grammar, punctuation, how to format your essays, and just other little things of that sort. So it's more towards proficiency rather than working ahead. But if you bring your score to 100 on either the math or the English Ed Ready test, then you'll get a free Fitbit on us. So, but if you're interested in signing up, you can find a link on our website, and you can create an account using either your school email or even a personal one. All right, that's about it.
Thank you, Kevin. And Kevin, can you just confirm when is the drop dead date for adding classes for fall semester for continuing students?
So the last day to drop a class from your schedule,
I'm
the last
sorry,
day
for adding a class. I'm
okay.
sorry.
The last day to add a class to your schedule is next week, Friday, August 22nd. After that, you won't be able to get into class, and classes do start on Monday. So if you need a little extra time to decide what you want to take for the rest of the fall, you have that extra space to do so.
Thank you so much, Kevin. All right, next we're going to hear from our academic advisor, Nikki Lewis, and then we're going to have a raffle after that.
Hi everyone, my name is Nikki Lewis. I am the academic advising coordinator and career specialist here at the college. I just want to go over few things. I'm going to share my screen here. Okay. All right. So I have a split screen because I want to show you, yeah, more than one thing, but here we go. So the first thing is advising. So if you go to our homepage, and you scroll down to advising, it's going to take you to the Calendly link for scheduling advising sessions with me. If I'm looking sideways because I'm on split screens. But so you'll see this, it comes up. There's a little message here. You'll want to click on more because I do have a beware if you choose phone location. So there's 3 locations offered. One is by phone, in person, and or through Zoom. If you're wanting to learn more about how to navigate the system in general, I highly recommend Zoom. But what you'll do is you'll look at the calendar given. So if you would like to book something, say next week on the 19th on Tuesday, these are the slots available. Say you want the earliest, which is 8:40, you click next. You fill out this information here, and then your location you choose. But if you choose a phone call, it notes you will call the host. So the student will call me, and the phone number will be provided upon the booking completion. So other information to add, but also I would like to know what your primary reason is for the meeting. It's new, and here are the options: new student advising, career advising. You want to update your program of study, which is also referred to as your checklist or advising checklist. Establish a program of study or checklist. You want to declare a degree. You want help or you need help with course scheduling, or if you have credit transfer questions. So you select that and you proceed. I do ask if you've taken EdReady or not, and it's important to take advantage of EdReady. I've encountered students who wait until the last semester to take math, and that really isn't the way to go because, like Kevin said, you'll need to take several classes. So for different degrees, and I'll bring those up here on this screen, degrees and certificates. So a liberal arts or a social work degree, you need Math 142. But if you're seeking a business management degree, you're going to need Math 212 or higher. Wait, this is business management. That's 142. But if you're doing an ABBA, the math requirement here is right here. 212, topics in calculus or higher. Now, if you start at our beginning math, that's 082, then 086, because these are all prerequisites. So 082, 086, 092, Math 122, and Math 142, Math 151. That can be interchangeable, but that's like 5 or 6 semesters of math before you take the actual math required. So you're going to be pursuing 2 years every semester. You're going to have a math course. Whereas if you do EdReady, you do the placement, you get a score of a 90 or better. It's maybe 1 or 2 semesters of math. So I always highly recommend EdReady for those purposes. But if you're comfortable and you don't have a timeline for your completion, then and you feel more comfortable pursuing the math from the beginning, that's fine too. But I do, yeah, here I asked if you've completed your EdReady. But I ask for math and I also ask for English. I ask if there's any situations that we need to consider in planning your course schedule and any other details to help you. And this here, you enter your phone number, so it sends you a reminder texts of our meetings. So yeah, that's basically that for advising and scheduling. But the other piece is knowing where to locate your degrees and certs. And that is under academics. Click on degrees and certificates. And those are the degrees that are offered. You are eligible to take degrees and certificates that are offered through TOCC as well, and they list theirs on their website. Also, another piece if I want to show you is under academics is student handbook, but also college catalog. It's important to know how to navigate this tool. It's a great tool. One page in particular is 81, and I highly recommend to make yourself familiar with this page because this is how you navigate your gen eds. So if you're looking for a class to take for humanities and you don't know what a humanities course is, it lists it here. So things like APA 102, which is Apache Language 2, anything with AIS, philosophy. I highly recommend Philosophy 101. It's an easy gen ed transfer credit. And then there's literature and writing as well. There's this, it lists social and behavior options, your biological science options. So it's good to familiarize yourself with this so you know and understand which course meets each subject area or each area requirement. The other important place to navigate within the college catalog is the course descriptions. And I'm just going to fly through that. It gives you everything here. So if you're looking like you want to enroll in a CIS 130 here. You'll always want to make sure you understand what that prerequisite is. And here it's Math 142 or higher. So if you're trying to enroll yourself in this course using MyTOCC and it brings up a prerequisite note or a hold or some sort of alert, this is why. So if you haven't completed Math 142, you will not be eligible to enroll in this class until that's done because of the prerequisite listed. And each course does list a prerequisite. But that's how you can really narrow down what prerequisite is being asked for. So yeah, those are the basics, but also just really keeping in mind anytime you have questions, use the link or use the advising link to schedule an appointment with me. But otherwise, welcome to Apache College. Whether you're new or returning, good luck this semester. And yeah, we're available for you. Come in, ask us questions.
Thank you so much, Nikki. I think it's time for our first raffle drawing. So I'd like to introduce Chloe Wiley to go ahead and do so.
Hello, my name is Chloe Wiley. I am the receptionist here, and I'm also a part of the student services. I believe I got all the names for everybody participating. We are going to be raffling off a $50 Walmart gift card. If you can see my screen below, we are doing a wheel of names. The first name that is drawn, that's going to be our first winner. Nicole is our first winner. If you would like to leave your first and last name in the chat, if you're able to do a direct message to me, that's perfect with your address, or you're welcome to come pick it up at the Apache College. Thank you.
That's me. Look, I have two things because my camera doesn't work on my laptop, so I'm on my iPad.
Oh,
Like
got it.
Nicole as in Nicole Bonnie from
Yes.
Financial Aid.
Are you saying we should draw again?
Yes, draw again.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
All right. A second spin.
Michaelina? I'm sorry if I pronounced that wrong, but if you can send me a direct message in the chat with your address, or you'd like to come pick up the card, you are more than welcome.
All right. Thank you so much, Chloe.
Thank you.
All right. I'm going to go ahead and introduce our next speaker, which is going to be our student retention coordinator, Cruz Lemke.
Hello, good afternoon, everybody. My name is Cruz Lemke. I am the retention coordinator here. I am somebody who's going to go ahead and be talking with you about the different services that we have available. So I'm not sure if all of you are going to be strictly online or if some of you are going to be coming in person, but I want to hit on all of the resources that we have. So for some of the in-person stuff that we have a bunch of food pantries around our campus, one in the main building and one in our JM Business School of Business building. These are stocked with a variety of different foods for the students to help themselves to. We want you guys to make sure that you're staying focused on your schoolwork. So if you're getting a little peckish, you need a little bit of a snack, go ahead and help yourself. We've got things like ramen, granola bars, Capri Suns, Rice Krispie treats, just all kinds of different fun things in there. So if you guys are ever on campus, come in and help yourselves. Another in-person resource that we have that I would like to see you guys utilize if you need it is a computer lab. In the JM building, in the back of the building, we have a computer lab with a variety of laptops and desktops that are made available to you guys completely free. So come on in, utilize it for your schoolwork, some printing, emails, some tutoring if you need. And speaking of tutoring, I would like to go ahead and address that. That's another one of our very important resources for our students. We have a service called NetTutor. It is available to you online through Canvas. So if you go to your MyTOCC homepage, you should see the quick links. On there, you should see Canvas. You can go ahead and click that. From there, you'll be directed to the Canvas and you can go ahead and navigate to courses and scroll down until you find until you find NetTutor. At this time, it might not be available until classes start. I am also a student coming in. I don't see it on my end at this time, but as the school year progresses, we'll make sure that that is up there for you guys. And something that's fantastic about NetTutor is that it offers tutoring for all types of courses. Anything that you might be taking here, we have something online that you can go ahead and utilize. So if you're taking a business course, a biology course, history course, anything like that, you can go ahead and schedule an appointment to go ahead and get some help with the tutoring that you need for that. Alternatively, if you are struggling with math or writing, they offer 24/7 tutoring for that. So if you're doing an assignment at 2 a.m. on a Saturday night, you can go ahead and log on there and they are able to help you as long as it's related to math or writing. So that's one of the great things about NetTutor. It's got tutoring for just about everything that we offer here, with one exception, which is Apache language. Now that's something that is unique to our college, something that isn't offered all over the place. And as such, it's kind of hard to get tutors for that. But we are lucky to have an in-person tutor named Heather Halcyon. She'll be here on campus Tuesdays and Thursdays from 5 to 7 p.m. in the JM Business Building. She is going to be happy to go ahead and schedule things with you guys to help you through the Apache language, as it can be kind of difficult to pronounce or just kind of get a hold of if you haven't done it before. So she's going to be here and she's great. So if you need that kind of help, make sure you're reaching out. And if you are strictly online and you need some more assistance, there is another resource for you. If you go on to the apachecollege.org, from the homepage, you can go to, let me go ahead and double check this. I'm sorry, I'm not sharing my screen. I'm having some difficulty on that. But if you go to apachecollege.org, under academics, you will see the Apache language resources tab. You can go ahead and click that. And if you do, you'll find some things about getting a keyboard for your computer or for your phone. So you can type in Apache. It's Western Apache specifically. I believe it's pronounced Nanbayati. I apologize. I have yet to take the course, so my pronunciation might be a little butchered there. But Nyanbiate, it's Western Apache. You can find that pretty easily through the resources on the website. And if you scroll down a little further, you'll even find video recordings of the Apache 101 language course. So you can go ahead and use those to brush up on some things that you might need. Otherwise, we are happy to have you take a look at NetTutor for any other classes you might have. And if you need, we can try and figure some things out with Heather. So if you guys have any questions about that, feel free to reach out to us at any time. But that is what we have in regards to tutoring. Another resource that we have, something that I think is wonderful, I'm really glad that we're offering it this year, is an online counseling service called BetterMind. And to provide you a little more information about that, I'm going to go ahead and pass it back to Mike.
Thank you so much, Cruz. Before I talk about BetterMind, our Apache tutor is actually here on Zoom right now, so I want to go ahead and introduce her. Heather, could you go ahead and say hi?
Hello, everyone. My name is Heather Houses. Continue with Apache language tutoring on Tuesday, Thursdays, like how Curtis mentioned. I also can join on the online with Google Meets, and the in-person tutoring will be here at the JM building. I am here with two linguists, Devin and Willem, a couple of visitors linguists. So thank you.
Thank you so much, Heather. Appreciate it. And she's Tuesdays and Thursdays at the JM building from 5 to 7. So please do utilize that. I know that when I was taking Apache language, Heather helped me out quite considerably. So that's a free resource that's available for all of our students. Now, I want to go ahead and, as Cruz mentioned, I want to talk about another student resource that we have, because as we know, sometimes the things that hold us back from doing well in school have nothing to do with academics. Sometimes things happen. It'll be nice. Life happens to us, and it'll be nice to have a qualified counselor available to listen to us. And so that's why I'm excited to share with you all a brand new program that we have called BetterMind. And so I'm going to go ahead and share a screen real quickly with all of you that talks about BetterMind. Okay, so what BetterMind is, if I can get this going. All right, so BetterMind it's an organization that works with over 160 college campuses across the nation, and they provide mental health resources. So that looks possibly in three different things. First, individual counseling. So you are entitled 6 total sessions of 50 minutes long with a licensed master's level in-state counselor. So whatever state you're calling from, you will be matched with that in-state counselor. And you would schedule that similar to how you would do a dentist appointment. Second, there's also something called well-being workshops. So these are live workshops that are available to multiple students across the country at the same time. So it might be like how to handle midterms week, how to handle stress, how to get along with a roommate. Those sorts of topics that are psychoeducational are offered and on a first come, first served basis. And then there's also a 24/7, 365 days out of the year support line for crisis counseling. So if you have an immediate crisis and you need someone to talk to, then just know that this is available, and you don't have to wait for something to open up the next day at 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock in the morning. And so we're really happy that this is available. And the cool thing is that the average counselor rating is 9.3 out of 10. So people who have used these services give the 2 thumbs up on these counselors. Now we're going to have a resource page that has some of this information on our website, QR codes, links, but all that information will be on our website when we're ready to get the rollout, which should start sometime next week. But yes, we're very excited to share that. We're excited to have that for all of our students, and our staff are also entitled to that as well. So I think right now we are going to turn our attention to IT. So I'm going to go ahead and have Artie Steele, our IT tech, go ahead and share with us.
Hi, everyone. Good afternoon. My name is Artie Still. I am the current IT manager for the San Carlos Apache College, and I'd like to share with you some information in regards to our IT services. So I'm going to go ahead and share my page. Okay, or share my screen, actually. So let's go here. All right. So I just wanted to share a couple informations with you actually. When you visit our main San Carlos Apache website at www.apachecollege.org, it's a wonderful tool that we have here available for the public, staff, and community members out there and students. So normally, if you want to learn more about what we offer too as IT for the college, you can go to the About Us section, hover over it, whether if you're on phone or on a laptop or an iPad or a tablet device, scroll down to the IT portion right here. And then when you click on this section, it'll show you what type of support resources we have, where if you need to reach us, you can email us right here at tech@apachecollege.org, or you can call or text our direct number at 928-413-1968. It'll come directly to one of the IT support tech staffs and also myself. Or you can even submit a help desk ticket here as well if you're having any type of issues technical wise. So you go ahead and click on it, and then you can go ahead and enter here what type of technical issues you are encountering, and then put it as a new support tech ticket, and it even shows the main direct number to the college. But there are also some knowledge-based criteria here for students, like such as any type of Google errors you encounter or how to access my student canvases. These are also links that you can go through yourself and which you can look at that are at your disposal. But yeah, feel free. But some of these informations and these links in here will need to be updated. So that is coming soon, folks. So let's go ahead and go back. So also one big thing we get every semester too, and prior to each semester is do you guys offer any type of equipment? And yes, we do. We also have our IT equipment request informations. You just click on this link and a little bit of verbiage there, but you want to click on our checkout policies for Chromebooks. And within our Chromebooks, it just shows more about here are some things that you want to abide by and some more information you are like how you're responsible for our devices and our equipment that we issue out. I believe right now this is a tremendous privilege at this time for the Apache College. We want to offer our students the right hardware that they can use for their courses, especially if you're taking like writing or if you're taking like any type of STEM courses. We offer Chromebooks. We offer ThinkBook Lenovo PCs that have the capability to handle certain software provided, especially for your courses if they're mathematics or biology or environmental courses or computers. But furthermore, here is the form itself. So this is our equipment checkout request form. All we ask is simply for your email, preferably your student email showing that you are a student, your ID number, first, last name, and some additional information and the type of equipment requested as well. For example, like a Chromebook or a laptop. We are going to be updating this soon because we do offer wired mouses as well for students as well that we will be distributing more. So yeah, this is where you can find it at on our webpage. So I'm going to go ahead and take it back again. And then another popular option is how do I request for a student ID? Or say if your ID is pretty much worn down over the years and you want to get a new one, you can click on this link here as well for your student ID. And we did a ton of this for our in-person orientation. It's just right here it is, first and last name. It'll just identify what email you're signed in with, especially if you're using like your own personal one and then you're barely starting off as a new student as well. You can put in your information in here. And then later on when you get your TOCC email, please provide that. And there's another option. We can take your photo for you as well. Or if you want to, you can send us you can upload an image of yourself, but we prefer that you have like a clean white background behind you and just a straightforward image of you that we can see. So this is an example of what it looks like right here. Yeah, what it'll come out to. Yeah. So you want to make sure you upload a decent photo of yourself. Yeah, not with a cap on or anything, something where they can clearly identify you as. And just a mailing address, especially too, if you live out of town or if you prefer to come if you're local to the area too, you can welcome to come and pick it up. And you just submit it and it goes directly to IT. But however, here's another section right here. If you want to learn more about what we do at the college as well, this is another resource that is coming soon. And we will find a more definitive location for it on our website. But we plan on creating videos for the college and staff about what we do and how things are structured. Maybe like what more does advising do, or IT support, or our business JM school, or like adding on to that. But yeah, but it'll be uploaded here and also onto YouTube as well. So when you click on here, it'll take you directly to our YouTube page. But going back to our homepage, we primarily get a lot of questions about how do I sign up for class or how do I sign in. Here are some class web links when you scroll down on the homepage where you have your Gmail, your Canvas, your Genzabar on down to your Microsoft Office. So the best way to sign into these resources here, I highly recommend is go through your student Gmail account. You want to go through here. Here's a quick run through. So when you're in your student email account, you'll see these 9 little dots here next to your initial name. Go ahead and click on that, and you'll want to scroll down to the bottom, and you'll see Canvas or My TOCC. That is one of the most efficient ways to log in because Canvas can tie you to an entire magnitude of other colleges out there, and you want to make sure you specifically go to our college's Canvas in TOCC. So this would be the quickest way and best way to get there as well. And another area where you can also submit an IT support ticket. So yeah, that's pretty much our portion for the IT support area. But once again, you can just find us here, and here we'll be. But yeah, so Mike, I'll go ahead and turn it back over to you.
All right, thank you so much, Artie. Some really good information, and that page he was talking about is under construction. So eventually we will have a page with a bunch of videos on frequently asked questions. I think it's time for another raffle, so we're going to hand it over to Chloe.
Hello, we're going to be raffling off another $50 Walmart card. I'm going to be doing the Wheel of Names again. The first person that is picked is our winner. Crystal Jones is our second winner. If you'd like to leave your information in the chat or message me directly, you're more than welcome to. Congratulations.
All right. 2 out of 3 raffles done. We'll have our third one at the end. I'm going to now pass it back to Artie because he's going to be sharing about our library resources.
All right, coming back up on the screen. Okay. So can everyone see my screen there? Okay. Okay. So I wanted to go over a quick presentation on behalf of our library manager, Rebecca Swift. She's in charge of our San Carlos Community and Apache College Library. And here is her contact information here and her email and how to contact the library. So let's go ahead and get into it. So the library is located in Building 20. This is across the street from the San Carlos Post Office. So this is located at downtown San Carlos, down the street from the administration office and the college, and it is right behind the WIOA office. So you can come through the door on the southeast side, which is the back of the building, and the classrooms are also located in the same area, our San Carlos Apache College. It's right next door to it. It's another facility that we have. And our library hours are open from Monday through Friday, 8 to 12. And it's usually closed for lunch from 12 to 1, and it reopens again until 5 p.m. So students conducting research, they can also make an appointment with the librarian for research assistance as well. That's another service that we have available. And our library partners, we have 3 entities working together to provide library services to the community and the college. So we have the Gila County Library District, the San Carlos Apache College, and we also have an online access to TOCC's library. So there's a lot of tremendous resources when you click on these links here, and they're free as well, guys. All you need to do is just sign up and get your library card there. And what type of services does the library offer? the reference services will help you find information and also into the library's collection and databases. So students do have 24-hour access to online library resources, ebooks, journals, magazines, and reference books to the Gila County Library Resources and TOCC's online library. But also the library has a collection of books that support college courses. Wi-Fi is available in and outside of the library. And technology assistance, we have a computer training coordinator stationed here too, Lenora Wasner. Moving on. And students out of the county can also request an online library card. And this is the process how you do it right here. So I'll share that for a few moments. But if you have any other additional questions about this portion, of course, please feel free to come by and visit our library. And Rebecca Swift and also Lenora can help you with this step on how to get set up with your library card. So our TOCC online library resources, you can select here at this link, or you can visit this page right here. You can sign in to Canvas, or you can sign in through your student email to get to the library resources. But so it says watch for the Zoom links in your TOCC email for the lunch and learn. So this is pretty much in the works right now with myself and the library manager, Rebecca. But this is a flyer that we will be sharing for the month of September. We'll be going over what type of Gila County library databases, more in depth that we'd like to share with the students and also even with community members. So there is a ton of information in there that's provided to you students, and it's at your disposal for free, folks. And I believe that's pretty much it for the library portion.
Thank you very much, Artie, and thank you for standing in for our librarian.
Yeah,
We're
yeah.
going to now turn the corner and hear from Nicole Bonney, who does financial aid for TOCC and for Apache College.
Hello, my name is Nicole Bonney. I am a TLCC employee, but I am housed at the St. Carl's Apache College, and I have been with the college for about 4.5 years. I do financial aid for both TOCC and the college, like Mike said. I'm just going to give you a presentation. I'll quickly go through it. Okay. 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 So here's what the financial aid office, our team, which is Diane Antone, our financial aid manager, myself, the financial aid officer, and Ashlyn Sakaros, who is our financial aid tech. When you do call the financial aid office at TOCC, your first point of contact would be Ashlyn. She's the voice of the financial aid office. Okay, so what is financial aid and how does it work? So financial aid is money to help students pay for college, and there are 3 different types. Grants and scholarships, which are gift aid, federal work study, and federal student loans. However, TOCC and St. Carl's Apache College doesn't offer both work study and student loans. And you can also use the expenses for direct and indirect costs, and I'll go into that in the next slide. Direct and indirect costs. Direct costs is tuition and fees, on-campus housing, meal plans, and parking permits. And then indirect costs can be for books, rent for off-campus housing, school supplies, groceries, or any other expenses that come up for you, whether it be your electricity bill, your Wi-Fi bill, so you can log into Zoom. A lot of our students do use the financial aid they receive to purchase laptops. Okay. So our main source of financial aid that a lot of our students utilize here is the FAFSA. You can apply for the FAFSA at studentaid.gov. And I always tell students that the most important thing to do is apply as soon as you can. The past 2 years, the FAFSA has been delayed. They opened up in December instead of October. But again, some aid is first come, first serve. For right now, the FAFSA form that you would use for the upcoming fall would be the 25-26, and that would cover this upcoming fall 25, spring 26, and summer 26. And I just want to emphasize that summer aid is available to students, but it's what's left over from what you didn't use from fall and spring. So in order to use the summer aid, you would have to be enrolled and receive the disbursement in the fall and spring term. And that can be at any institution. To say that you were at another institution in the fall term and you started attending TOCC, St. Croix Patch College, in the spring term, I can look back on our federal website to see where you received the disbursement from. And if you did receive disbursement, then you would be able to receive summer. Okay, so I have a question. Has any of you guys filled out the FAFSA just yet? You can just put it in the chat. Okay. Okay. So I always like to say that you can't receive, I like to emphasize federal financial aid because you can receive financial aid in scholarships, but there's a lot of tribal scholarships that do require you fill out the FAFSA in order, because we have to send them the information. So that's why I say if you don't fill out your FAFSA. And for all of you that has already filled out your FAFSA for the year, I like to say you should feel like the Volturi because you got it done right away. Okay, so for the students who haven't filled out the FAFSA, this is what the landing form looks like. They did update the application for the 24-25 year. They did shorten the FAFSA by about 40 to 70 questions. So it's nice and short now. For college search, you would be looking for the TOCC school code, and here's school code 037844. But if you can't remember the code, you can go in where it says search by school, and you will either look for the TOCC, and then the city would be cells, and it would pop up there. And that's just so when the application is complete, the Department of Education will send it to us. In tax information, my little example here is last year's FAFSA, but for the 25-26 FAFSA, you would use your 2023 tax information. They do go back 2 years. So that's always thing I like to tell students, that every year just go back 2 years for your tax information. And you will need your paperwork there, because before they did change this part where you could pull it from the IRS, but they don't do that anymore. So you would have to put it in dollar by dollar now. And this is the confirmation page when you do get done with the application. It will take 2 to 3 business days for your FAFSA to be processed by the Department of Education. And then it'll probably take like another day or 2 for them to send us the submission. But I always tell students that the submission, your FAFSA submission summary does come in a file. So we won't be able to see it until we do upload it into our system. So right now for the upcoming year, we are a little behind. So we haven't uploaded our 25-26 FAFSAs just yet. There is a little issue going on with the system that we're trying to fix, and we did pull in TOCC IT, so it is going to be behind. But we do hope to get disbursements done and over to our finance office by September 8th. That's our plan. Okay, so this is the upcoming year 20. I put this in here because it is opening in a couple months. We did get confirmation from the department that the 26-27 FAFSA will open on October 1st this year. But if they do delay it again, we will send out a notification to students. And I'll just go over this slide quickly. We do, to maintain eligibility in order to receive federal aid, we do track your SASR academic progress towards an eligible degree program. It's required by federal, state, and institution rules as one condition. It's reviewed after the end of each term after grades are posted, and students who do not meet the standards are at risk of losing their federal financial aid. Usually we give students a warning semester, and then once you don't fulfill the standards, then that's when you'll get denied for the next semester. And here's the components of a SAP review. It's the number of credits attempted so far, including passed, failed, transferred, and withdrawn credits. And the number of credits currently enrolled for the upcoming semesters, and the number of credits still needed to graduate. So we do look at the whole thing and make sure that you are meeting the credits. And then here is the SAC requirements that each student receiving Title IV funding, which is the Pell Grant, has to meet. The first one is pace and completion rate. So you would have to be passing at least 67% of your classes in both term and overall. The GPA requirement is a 2.0 for our sophomore and higher students. And then if you're just now starting at TOCC, your GPA requirement is a 1.5. And the maximum time frame, that's just the department giving a student a set amount of credits to use while using federal financial aid. So let's say you're in a 60 credit program, your maximum time frame to complete that program while using the Pell Grant is 90 credits. So it's 60 times 150%. Then once you meet or go over the 90, that's when you'll get denied for financial aid. And with all of these, you can appeal. We do have an appeal process. I didn't put the appeal process in here, but we do have an appeal process. And we usually, with the appeal process, we give students for 16-week terms, fall and spring, 8 weeks to appeal. And then in the summertime, you have 4 weeks to get that into us. And the lifetime eligibility, this department does give you 6 years, which is 600%. So let's just say your full-time and the fall-time semester, you would use up 50%, and then your full-time in the spring, that's 50%. So that equals 1 year, so 100%. So once you do meet that 600%, you're no longer eligible. And with that, you can't appeal at all. We can't, with our system, it won't let us process any financial aid if you're over the 600%. And with the lifetime eligibility, I just included where you can find it. When you go in, you log into your FAFSA account, you can go into your dashboard and you can click view details. Where's my mouse? Right here. And that will take you to the next page and it'll give you the details. And for example, the student used 62% of their 600% of Pell Grant, and it does notify you how much you have left right here. And also you have to be in an eligible program to receive financial aid. As of right now, all the TOCC programs are Title IV approved, so that's good. The last few years, there was like 3 or 4 programs that weren't approved, but now they're all approved. And then here's some scholarships that we do work with. One of them is the American Indian College Fund, the Native Forage Scholars Fund, the Cobell Scholarship, American Indian Services Scholarship, Education Forward, and your Tribal Higher Education. I believe the only one that's open right now, because they all have a set time where they open. The Native Forward, Cobell, the AIS, and Education Forward, they open in March and they close, I believe, June 1st. So right now, those ones are not taking applications for the 25-26, but the American Indian College Fund is still open. Their priority deadline that passed for their full circle scholarships. But when you apply right now, you're still eligible for the TCU scholarships, which are awarded in, I believe, mid-October. So if you apply now, you're in you're you're eligible, you could be in the loop for the TCU scholarships. And here's a little contact. You can contact all three of us at financialaid@tscc.edu. Here's our direct phone number, 520-479-2312. And then here's our individual emails. And that's it. That's all I got.
Thank you so much, Nicole. Very informative. All right. Our last person we're going to hear from today is our lead security, Daphne Bowman.
Hello, my name is Daphne Bowman. I know this is probably the students are all not in person or on site at any time. I know you guys are probably a distance away from the college, but if there's some students here on the online orientation, the JM building will be open from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. Due to instructors teaching late. The latest class is 7:45, so we will be open till 8 p.m. And I do have 3 new employees with me on site. I have Tiffany Shaw, Stephen Harvey, and Lois Lorenzo. So at all times, there will be security on site. And in the evenings, I'll have 2 securities on site. And if there's any reason why you need to contact security, the number is 928-413-1758. And that's about it.
Thank you so much, Daphne. All right, we are now going to do our last raffle. And if any of you have any questions, we're going to have a question and answer time afterwards. But go ahead and start putting some of their questions into the chat as Chloe gets the final raffle going.
We are going to be doing another $50 Walmart gift card. The first person drawn is going to be our winner. Stephen Harvey. You're welcome to pick up your prize at the college. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Chloe. All right. So if any of you need to leave, you're welcome to. We're going to do our question and answer time right now. And this is being recorded. So if you missed that question and answer time, it's going to be okay. You can watch the recording. But does anybody have any questions that they want to go ahead and either put into the chat or just go ahead and ask right now?
Hi there, Mike. This is Crystal Jones. My
Hey,
question.
Crystal.
Hi. My question is for financial aid. Nicole Bonnie, actually. Hey, Nicole. About the financial aid part, I did log in during the summer just to check it, and I was going to complete one for the fall semester, and it did tell me that I already have one on file. So would that mean I'm okay? I don't need to submit another one? And like the 2026, 27, I know that's not till October 1st. So that doesn't apply right now. But I was just wondering if it meant that it was okay for the fall semester. Is that included in the one I did in the beginning of the year for spring semester?
Are you talking about on the My TLCC or the FAFSA website?
Yeah, the FAFSA website.
If it says the 25, 26 and it's processed, you should be good to go.
Okay, so yeah. All right. Thank you.
Okay.
Excellent. Thank you, Nicole. Thank you, Crystal. Good seeing you again, Crystal. Anyone else have a question?
Nice to see you too, Mike.
Oh, I did get a direct message question. I got a question. It says, is the FAFSA required? It's not required. It's just up to you if you want to utilize it. But I do always stress to students that if you do use it at TOCC, um, it does take away from the LEU. And once you transfer over, if you want to transfer over to university, it will still take away from the LEU. So whatever you use at TOCC goes over to the university. But it's not required.
Sometimes we like to tell students that since tuition is free, to just go ahead and save that money, federal money, for when they do, as Nicole was saying, apply for university later. So the pot is only so big, and so just be strategic about how you use it. Other questions? Well, what I will do is this: we'll close this out, and if anybody wants to stay and ask a question, we'll have some of the staff sticking around. But thank you so much for coming to our fall 2025 online orientation. Just know that anytime you do have a question, you can reach out to our college. You can call our number 475-2016. You could also send an email to admissions@apachecollege.org or advising@apachecollege.org. There's another one as well, Artie, is that right? Is there info? I think you're on mute there, Artie.
Artie, you're on mute.
Sorry about that, guys. The line to tech is 928-413-1968. That's directly to us. And so that way you don't have to directly call the college itself at 928-475-2016, because we could be navigating around 5 of our facilities that we have here at the college. Or please submit an email ticket at tech@apachecollege.org or visit the website under the IT section. Yep, thank you.
All right, thank you so much. Well, that's gonna be the end here. And again, feel free to reach out anytime to us. We're here to help you at Student Services and at Apache College. So thank you again for joining us. And if you want to stay to ask a question, you can go ahead and stay too. Okay. Well, thank you, everyone, and we'll see you around.